We've officially made it. It is draft season, and Lena and I have one more mock draft in store for you guys. We're gonna go through a couple different scenarios. Could the Cowboys trade up? It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll jump right into it right now.
You are Locked On Cowboys, your daily Dallas Cowboys podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Locked on Cowboys. Locked on Cowboys.
Welcome back to the Locked On Cowboys podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We want to thank you for making us your first listen of the day. We are free and available on all platforms. I am Marcus Mosher. You can follow me on Twitter at Marcus_Mosher. He is Landon McCool. Check him out on Twitter at McCoolBCB. Landon, we've made it. How you doing, buddy?
Good. I mean, the first question I got to ask was, have you watched Draft Day yet? Or is that only on draft day that you're allowed to watch it?
Only draft day morning. It's like
okay.
It's a Wonderful Life, right? I have to watch It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve. I've got to save draft day for the morning. Have a big cup of coffee. I'm ready. So we made it. It feels like this day would never come, but I'm really excited to talk about the draft. But before we get into our mock draft, where are you leaning just right now? Just hours before the draft kicks off.
Yeah, it's funny because you just said that. And do you know what the name was that popped into my head when you said that? A name that I wouldn't have even guessed, right? Tyler Linderbaum. Like, I don't know why that's the name that popped into my mind. I just feel like, there were some tweets earlier by some plugged-in folks that seemed to be hedging quite a bit on that pick, and I hadn't really thought about who the specific pick would be at 24. But when you asked me, that's the name that popped in my head, so that's what I'm going with. I think it's probably Kenyon Green, but I'm gonna say Tyler Linderbaum.
When you said Tyler, my stomach just dropped because I thought you were gonna say Tyler Smith, and I saw a couple mock drafts on Monday and Tuesday that had Tyler Smith to the Cowboys, and I was just, let's just say I wasn't super happy.
You're excited, your guy Tyler Smith, huh?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm hopefully we'll get old takes exposed again if the Cowboys draft Tyler Smith, because that's going to be one I'm not going to be super happy about.
I prescribe to your thought process on old takes exposed. If my old takes, if Marcus's old takes get exposed, he's thrilled because all his old takes are bad takes about the Cowboys. So he's thrilled about it.
All right, let's jump into our first simulator. I want to do two tonight, Lane. I want to do one where we just draft at the original picks the Cowboys have, 24, 56, 88, what we think they would do if they stay at those spots. And then I want to do another one trading up with the idea that we're going to try to get inside the top 14, top 13 to potentially go get, let's say, a blue chip player, because it does sound like that's something the Cowboys are very interested in. So let's go ahead and start the simulator. We're going to use our friends at Pro Football Network. We're only going to do 5 rounds today. We could do 7 rounds, but this sounds like a lot of fun. So let's jump right in. Again, we are not making trades. Oh, I got to restart it because I did pick the Cowboys.
Select the team, right?
Yeah. It's fine. We're good. So we're just going to stay at 24. Hutchinson off the board. Thibodeau to the Lions. There goes my dream of that one. Gardner to the Texans. We have Hamilton to the Jets, Neal to the Giants, Malik Willis to the Panthers, Garrett Wilson to the Giants, Jamison Williams to the Falcons, Stingley to the Seahawks, Walker to the Jets. We've got Cross to Washington. We get all the way down here at 24. Steelers offer us a we're going to reject that. Top players available for us, Landon. George Karlaftis, Matt Corral, not taking a quarterback. Kyer Elam, Trent McDuffie, Kenyon Green, Nakobe Dean. Who is the name that immediately sticks out to you?
I think the name that sticks out to me is that George Karlaftis is there, and I hope the Cowboys don't take him.
Yeah, same, man. Same.
I'm just not a fan. I know a lot of people that are big fans of his. I I don't see it as much. Again, I will admit that these are the types of pass rushers that I do miss on sometimes. So maybe I'm wrong. You look at the wide receivers, uninspiring. Those are all picks that you would take at 56, really.
I did see that Daniel Jeremiah in his final mock draft on Wednesday night, he gave the Cowboys Jahan Dotson at 24.
Jahan Dotson of those guys would be the least objectionable at 24.
Yeah, I agree.
I still think that's a little bit rich for him.
Don't disagree. Offensive tackle, your guy Tyler Smith is there.
We're just trading this guy back and forth. To me, it's Green, I think. Or was Zion Johnson there?
No, he was not. It was only Kenyon Green.
Yeah, I think Kenyon Green's a good pick. I mean, obviously we've been talking about it for a long time. I hate to make it kind of boring because he's been a pick a lot for the Cowboys, but I also think it's very realistic. The value and need really do meet right at the Cowboys pick.
Yeah, don't disagree. I think that's where the Cowboys would go to. It sounds like, just from some of the whispers that we've maybe heard, that the Cowboys like Green a little bit better than Zion because he gives you a little bit more power, a little bit more length. And if you want a guy that can potentially play tackle down the road, maybe that's something that Kenyon Green can do. So we went with Kenyon Green at pick 24. If that's the pick, Landon, I don't think you and I think that's a plus pick, but I think we feel very good about that selection coming out of the first round.
You walk away from the first round picking at 24 with a solid double. I think you're good. I think you're happy with what, and you set yourself up well for the rest of the draft.
All right, let's keep moving on. So we've got our guard. Top players available: Kenneth Walker, David Ajabo, Chad Muma, Christian Harris, DeMarvin Leal, a 30 visit for the Cowboys, Trey McBride, the top tight end in this class, Troy Anderson, Jalen Petrie. If you want to look at specific positions, wide receiver, Sky Moore, Jalen Tolbert, Calvin Austin, Khalil Shakir. We mentioned all the tight ends are available. We probably wouldn't need to double dip on the offensive line. At defensive tackle, you do have Leal. Logan Hall's there, but I don't think that's very realistic. At least in my opinion, right?
Yeah, I kind of feel like he's probably going before that.
Nick Benito at edge. Sam Williams is there at linebacker. We mentioned Muma. We mentioned Christian Harris. Leo Chenal, Brian Asamoah at cornerback. Not any great options. And at safety, you do have Petrie. Where is the most interesting name to you?
I wish Ajabo hadn't gotten hurt, man. I really did. I would have loved him at 56. So I think that, it's the question I think we should discuss, right? And people are talking about right now, Sky Moore. Do we think that, are we certain that the Cowboys wouldn't take Sky Moore at 56 if he was available? What do you think? Because here's my thing. I heard a lot.
I think there's a chance I think there's a chance they wouldn't take him.
I think there is a chance that they wouldn't take him, but I also think that there is a chance that they would. Like, I think we've all written him off because of some combination of the size and the school that he went to. But I also think that we may estimate the Power 5 ties there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They may not be as heavy into that as we think. So I would say that if it's me, I'm picking Sky Moore and I'm loving it. But if we're trying to, kind of be accurate to what we think the Cowboys would do, I think it feels early for DeMarvin Leal.
That's the name that I came back to. But at the same time, Dallas loves to take risks in the second round.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is David Ajabo just somebody that it's just too good a value here? You have
sense.
I know. You have Dante Fowler on a 1-year deal. You
Yeah.
have Dorrance Armstrong.
Yeah.
This isn't somebody that you would have to rush back. And if he needs a redshirt year, that's fine. The Cowboys have done this before with, I think, lesser talented players. Ajabo is a really, really good player.
My concern with Ajabo, and the reason I really hated the injury so much, is that he really needs this rookie year. Like, he needs to be on the field playing and developing because, and especially on a second round pick, you're only going to get him for 4 years. Your first year is basically a redshirt year and not actually not even a redshirt year, just an injury year.
Yep.
You may have to give him another half season on top of that just to get him up to a spot where you can play him consistently. Now you're talking about only having him for 2.5 years. I would think about it. I like Ajabo a lot, but that's a little scary. I think if you're putting a gun to my head, I would say I would probably take Ajabo. I think
Over Leal? Because I would.
because I think Leal's just. I mean, he's not
But
hurt,
would
but
they?
he's just so inconsistent. Like and like I don't know where you play him. I don't know that I love him inside a defensive tackle. I think he could be an inside outside guy, but I think it's almost like he's neither here nor there. I almost would rank it. I think Ojabo, Troy Anderson, DeMarcus Leal.
I love Troy Anderson, so you're not going to get anything from me. What do you think Dallas would do? Because my guess is it would be Leal.
I think it would either be Leal. I think the Ajabo pick, now that I see it in front of me, makes a ton of sense just based with what the Cowboys have done in the past. So I think you could pick Ojabo, Muma, Leal, and legitimately say that that's something that the Cowboys would be interested in doing.
Let's just pretend that Logan Hall is not here. I want you to look at the rest of the defensive tackles in this class after Leal and Matthias. You were looking at guys that you're hoping make your roster the rest of the way. Like, it's just not a good defensive tackle class. It's not very deep. I wonder if you just take Leal here and be like, you know what? It's probably fair value, but there's just not a lot of depth here. We can find a receiver in the 3rd round, 4th round better than we can find an impact defensive lineman.
Yeah, I think I agree. I mean, Leal has upside there. It's not like you're taking a lesser than player. It's just it's not always easy to see on the film. He was a very highly thought of player. There's something there. It's just not a sure thing by any stretch. So I'm okay with if we want to take Leal here.
All right, let's do it. Back-to-back Texas A&M picks. That would be quite the
shout out to Joey Ikes.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Joey Ikes. Check him out at Aggie's Wire. Let's take a quick break as this 3rd round kind of cycles through, so we can tell you guys about Blue Nile. If you're looking for fine jewelry for that special woman in your life, but you're having trouble picking out the right one, go to BlueNile.com, as they have experts on hand 24/7, available via phone or chat to help you find a memorable gift at every budget. On BlueNile.com, you can easily navigate thousands of fine jewelry options at every single price point. In this Mother's Day, give mom something she'll treasure forever with fine jewelry from BlueNile.com. And Locked On Cowboys listeners will get $50 off $500. All you have to do is use promo code LOCKEDON. That is promo code LOCKEDON for $50 off $500. All right, back here in the 3rd round.
Logan Hall.
Yeah, we're going to ignore that one because there's no way that he should be there.
Yeah.
Leo Chenal there, the linebacker Brian Asamoah, who I like a little bit, Cam Jurgens if you want a center. If you want a receiver, the top receivers, Khalil Shakir, Wan'Dale Robinson, Calvin Austin. Very intriguing.
My guy is moving way too high. I mean, Eric Ezukunama is. I've been calling him Easy E this whole time. I loved him as a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
Now they're talking about him in the close to the top 100. That seems rich to me, to be honest. To me, the blinking light here, and this could just be me. I love Calvin Austin. I think that
more than Shakir.
I think Calvin Austin gives you juice that Shakir doesn't.
I agree. No, I agree with that.
And I think that this offense needs that kind of juice. So I might consider him there. Okay. But I also think that those tight end options are great too, honestly.
And that's what I was going to get to. The tight ends are one where I kind of think this is where you have to go. You've got Jeremy Ruckert available. Dallas they haven't shown a lot of interest in Isaiah Likely, Jake Ferguson, Kate Otten, Jelani Woods, Charlie Kohler. My guess is Dallas they're not going to want to risk a tight end being off the board here.
Go to wide receivers one more time, please.
Calvin Austin, Khalil Shakir, Wan'Dale Robinson, Tyquan Thornton.
When's our next pick? I'm sorry.
We're up at 88, but the next one is at 129.
Oh, man, this is gonna be a fun plunge. All right, I would say we take one of the tight ends. Because then at least you could. Well, I mean, let's see what else is there. But
I was gonna say our guy Sam Williams is gone here at edge. So linebackers, I really like Brian Asamoah. I don't know how much Dallas does. Channing Tindall is there. Corners and safeties, you're fine.
Yeah.
So it really
I
comes
think
down to wide receiver, tight end from here.
I think we take Ruckert here, or Kate Otten. I mean,
Which one
who's
would
your
you?
guy?
I like Otten more. Which one do you think Dallas likes more?
I honestly wonder. Maybe we're not doing this right, Marcus. Maybe what we do is we take the wide receiver here, and then we see if we can sneak Jelani Woods or Charlie Kohler a little bit later.
All right, so let's take Calvin Austin. Let's get a little bit more speed.
Let's do it.
Okay. I got to be honest. If the Cowboys come out of the first 2 days of the draft with Kenyon Green, DeMarvin Leal, and Calvin Austin, I feel pretty good. I really do. That's a pretty good haul. Now, there's a couple guys that I maybe would have liked more, but overall, can't really complain. Those are 3 guys that you contribute in year 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing is that if you're not finding a wide receiver as a complete guy, in the second round, then you got to find someone of these guys who has a trait that can be useful to your offense immediately, like Calvin Austin. And that's kind of why I felt like you couldn't pass him here, because you needed an opportunity to have some kind of wide receiver who could, like I said, give some juice to this offense and hope that maybe one of these tight ends fell. And look at that. Beautiful. That's great.
Kate Otten is there. Jelani Woods is there. Grant Calcaterra is there. Jalen Weidemeyer, who some people had as a first-round pick like 6 weeks ago, still available.
Daniel Bellinger, who is tight end 2 to Daniel Jeremiah or something like that?
Tight end 3 on the consensus board as well.
Really? On the consensus board, he's tight end 3?
Yes.
Man, I did not watch enough of him, apparently.
You're not missing a lot.
Maybe not. I think, to me, here, I think we take Woods. I don't know. Here's my thing. I'm gonna argue until I die, right? Like, tight end is one of the positions where it's the old scouting thing, right? You got 2 guys who run to first with the same speed, one with perfect form and one with terrible form. Which one do you take? The one with terrible form, right? Because if you can make his form better, he's going to be faster. I think Woods is that guy, right? Where he kind of doesn't know quite what he's doing yet. He runs kind of like a confused gazelle. But, man, he's so big and strong and fast that I think either one of these guys is going to need a whole year to season to become a tight end anyways. I'd rather do that in a Jelani Woods body than a Kate Otten body.
I would prefer Otten, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas took Jelani Woods, just because he's more rare. And if it comes down to we need a tight end too that can do some blocking stuff, you've got guys, right? You've got Jeremy Sprinkle. You can go out and sign one of those guys.
You've got guards, tackles that you could do that. Frankly,
we're gonna get to a guy later here that could do maybe some of that stuff if you need to.
But we'll get him.
It's fine. I think Jelani Woods here in the 4th round is a steal. I think it's worth taking a gamble.
Otten's a great pick too. So either one of these is great. I'm glad we took Woods because I like the upside there. Again, I think tight end is a position that no matter how good you are, unless you're Kyle Pitts, you need a year of seasoning anyways. I'll take the guy with the athletic upside when I'm seasoning my 1-year tight end.
Yeah. All right. So that's through 4 rounds. We don't have to do all these picks in the 5th round, but that's I would say that's a higher end draft of what the Cowboys could potentially do in the first 4 rounds if they stuck at their picks. But overall, I think it's pretty realistic, and I would feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've been through hundreds of these individually. We've been through dozens of them together. That's kind of a solid, B plus draft there. I mean, I think you get all your players that you need at the positions that you need them. You get guys that you like. You get good value for when the picks are made. I think we could have easily made a mistake and taken tight end there and then waited till the 4th round and saw all of our wide receiver options were gone. So There was some pitfalls there, but I think we avoided them, and I think hopefully the Cowboys do too on Thursday and Friday and Saturday.
All right, so that's the just the straight mock or doing nothing. What we kind of think would happen if the Cowboys pick just whoever's available, and we like it. It's a pretty good haul for the Cowboys. I think our picks are going to pop up here in a second. Yeah, there we go. Kenyon Green, DeMarvin Leal, Calvin Austin, Jelani Woods. We took your guy JoJo Doman from Nebraska, Marno Barno from Virginia Tech, Michael McFadden, and hey, if Luke Gadecki's there.
If Luke Gadecki's at 178, I'm dancing up to that podium.
All right, yeah. So that's a pretty good mock.
What does the chat think? Is anybody saying anything?
Yeah, what do you guys think about the mock? You like it?
Yeah, please give us your comments.
Give us your grades. We want to
feedback here.
All right, we're gonna do one more, and we're gonna trade up here, Landon. We're gonna do some trading up with the Cowboys on the Pro Football Focus Simulator. Hey, people are giving us A's. That works for us.
Excellent. Thank you, Steven.
Okay. Where do you want to try to trade up to in this draft? Like, what's the spot where we want to try to trade up to?
Well, let's talk about this first. Are we targeting someone specifically? I mean, because obviously the way they would do this is they would watch for someone to fall a little bit. We're trying to do this as an example, so we can't necessarily have that kind of option. But let's say let's kind of generally
you want to trade
get a short list, right? Well, maybe, right?
Okay.
I think that we should look. Let's run it to 9 and see who's there, and then we'll decide from there.
Okay. What does your gut tell you about who the Cowboys would want to trade up for?
Thibodeau, either one of the top 2 tackles.
All right.
My hope is that they would consider it for someone like Williams. I don't know if they would though.
All right. So here's how this draft played out. It's Hutchinson at 1, Walker at 2. I think those picks are going to be flipped.
I think Thibodeau would be picked by the Lions before they would take Travon Walker, to be honest.
I don't disagree. Thibodeau at 3, Ahmad Sauce Gardner at 4, Ike Ekwonu at 5, Evan Neal at 6, Kyle Hamilton at 7, Charles Cross at 8. Surprise, Trent McDuffie at 9, although it's Seattle, so you never know.
Never know.
I don't feel like that's at all that unrealistic top 10. Okay.
No.
A couple of people are saying in this scenario, we don't trade up. I don't necessarily disagree because you still have Derek Stingley, you have Drake London, you have Jameson Williams. You want to wait 2 more picks?
Yeah, I think the Vikings are definitely a team that we should be targeting too. So let's get to 12.
Okay. Oops. Jameson Williams off the board to the Jets at 10. Washington takes Garrett Wilson.
Okay.
12.
This may actually be a spot where the Cowboys would trade up, right? Because if the run is happening on wide receivers, that seemed to kick it off. I would be, because I'm scared that if wide receivers are going at 10, there could be a nice little run here. We could be run out. And if you want to get a wide receiver in the first round, like let's say that's your goal, you may need a trade up here to go get one. So let's see
Stingley's still available, just to put that out there.
That's a good point.
Let's wait 1 pick.
Okay.
1 pick, just to see, because I think Trevor Penning is also somebody that Dallas would consider moving up for.
Okay.
So if you have London and Penning still available, and London and Penning, maybe you wait 1 spot. Want to wait 1?
Let's see what they do.
And Drake London goes 12. 13. We know that Baltimore has a lot of interest in an offensive tackle here. Do you want to try to get ahead of Baltimore for Trevor Penning?
I don't, but maybe the Cowboys would. I mean, that's rich for Trevor Penning. A trade and the 13th overall pick. But
it's not like we haven't seen this before, right? We had our guy Chad Ryder on last Friday, and he had the Cowboys trading up for Trevor Penning. We've seen him go pretty high in these drafts, and if the Cowboys are dead set on trying to get an offensive tackle, This is really probably the last one that you feel good about. I know everybody in the chat say not Penning, don't trade up for Penning, don't trade up for Penning, go get Jordan Davis. I agree with you. I think Dallas likes Trevor Penning a lot because they think he can play right away.
I would take Olave, and then I would trade up for Tyler Smith. Well,
so we still have Penning, we still have Stingley, we still have Olave. Do you want to wait one spot?
Yeah, and then maybe trade up with Baltimore.
Yeah, we could try. Here we go. Stingley, 13 up 4. So you've got Penning and Chris Olave still there, and Jordan Davis.
Let's go get Olave. I don't know. That's my thought process.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to offer 24 and 88?
Oof, that doesn't look like that may not be enough.
24, 88, and 129.
Yeah, let's see if they would accept 24 and 56. Like, let's see what they're
yeah, they would.
That would. So maybe what we could do is do 24, 56 and then get something back, maybe.
Okay, how about 24 and 56 for 14 and 100?
Yeah, I would do that. No.
Oh no! I messed it up.
It's okay. They took Jordan Davis. Oh no, they took Olave. All right.
I messed it up. They would have done that. That's all right. So let's just pretend that we took Chris Olave there.
All right, we're all pretending that we took Chris Olave. As we know,
that button PFF, it's at the wrong spot. You gotta change it a little bit. We can run it again. You want to run it again?
Yeah, let's run it again real quick. Let's just I was late. I was late to the podcast. Marcus is pressing resume instead of trade. It's fine. We're doing our best, guys. It's draft day eve. It's draft day eve.
I know. I messed it up. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, we're gonna stop here at 10. Oh, let's get to 10.
It looks like it almost went to this exact same draft, almost, right?
Yeah, the only difference
except Walker went to 1. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do the same thing. Let's.
Except Stingley went at 5 this time.
Oh, that's interesting.
So then they went Neal, Ikwonu, and Cross all in a row. So all the wide receivers are available at this point.
Yeah. So let's try to get back to 14 to go get Chris Olave.
Okay. Because that's where we were.
Yeah. All right. So let's make that trade. 14 and 100 for 24 and 56.
Yeah.
Offer trade. Offer trade. I got it.
Yeah.
All right. They said no. Do you want to throw in one of the 5th round picks to see?
Throw in a 7th first. Just that 193. Yeah. Now offer it.
Sure. Okay. No. You want to offer we could offer 155.
Fine.
There we go.
All right.
So in this scenario, Drake London and Chris Olave are both available. I've heard mixed reports, to be honest. I talked to somebody that would know, and they said that Dak is a big Chris Olave fan.
Yeah, I can see that. I can totally understand that.
But I don't know this for sure, but I just wonder if the Cowboys scouts and front office have a higher grade on London because they see a higher ceiling. I don't know that for sure.
I think that we, in the spirit of pretending that you didn't hit resume,
we should take Olave.
We should just take Olave. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's take a quick break as that one's running through. Tell you guys about BetOnline. BetOnline.net is your #1 source for all of your betting stats and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, including league reviews and news this season, including this year's basketball playoffs and the start of Major League Baseball season. BetOnline is your continued source for all of your sports wagering needs, from live betting to playoffs, esports, and more. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, Landon. So I just kind of paused this mock as the second round finished up. The Ravens took the Marvin Leal at pick 56 with the Cowboys, had. So is there anybody here, or is this a spot where you'd be willing to trade up because you do have pick 88 and 100, or do you just want to kind of see how this plays out?
It's unfortunate that we can't see what's available here.
Yeah.
Let's just scroll up a little bit, and I want to see what offensive line we're taking. So Lucas is gone.
Let's let's see. It looks like Ryman went.
went.
Yeah, Kenyon Green's gone.
Tyler Smith went 25. Johnson, Kenyon Green's gone. Penning's gone. So we may still have. Do you see? What's the tackle from Kentucky?
Kennard, he is still available. Yep, Kennard's still there.
Yeah, maybe what we do is
there.
See if we can do a small trade for Kennard, maybe.
Okay. Do you want to go up to 65? Or you want to wait a little bit?
I'm concerned, man. I don't know if. Let's at least let's see what they want.
So if the Cowboys give 88 and 129,
not even a budging. Nope.
88 and 100 get accepted. So you could do 65 and 157. Nope. 65 and 180.
Let's try that. It looks like it's a 50% chance of making it.
Hey, there you go.
Hey,
right, so
they took it. All right.
Top players available at offensive guard. You have Cole Strange, Cam Jurgen. I believe PFF has Kennard listed at tackle. Yep, they do. Kennard is still available. If you want to look at other positions, edge rusher, for example, Cam Thomas, D'Angelo Malone, Sam Williams. If you want a defensive tackle, Mathis from Alabama is still there.
So we have 65 this pick, and then 129 is our next pick. So we've got a two round wait at this point.
Yeah, 69 and 129, or 65 and 129.
All right, I would say let's. I mean, I actually don't hate Luke Gadecki here, honestly.
I like Gadecki a lot too.
Yeah, I might take that, honestly.
Do you like Sawyer better from Georgia?
I can't decide who I like more, Sawyer or Parham.
I like Kennard the best. I like having that 340-pound guard, but
I'm down with that. We can do that.
Let's take Kennard. And we'll just kind of let this play out the rest of the way. But if we came out of the first 2 days of the draft with Chris Olave and Darian Kennard, I'd be pretty happy with that, Lane. I really would be.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are ways to trade up to go get a specific guy and still kind of fill the needs with talent that is appropriate to where you select them. You just need to move around a little bit, and we've traded up twice, so that may not be what a lot of people love to hear, but I think you targeted the guys you wanted. I would love to find a way to do this while kind of keeping some more of your 5th round pick. Oh, that's right. We're only drafting through 4, so we actually still technically had our 5th round picks, right?
Yeah. So we have a 4th round pick right here. Yeah.
Yeah. So you still managed to keep your kind of later picks and just kind of looking at where things are, right? Like we could still get a very decent tight end. We could get Bellinger. Sure. We could get Kohler. We could.
I'll head over to linebacker real quickly to see who's available.
Yeah.
Linebacker. Robert Mard, your guy Jojo Doman is there.
Jojo Doman. Yeah. So I mean, there's still value. If the key spots really is that you need to pick in the first 3 rounds are wide receiver and offensive line. I think you can handle finding depth pieces. Go get that Jason Poe. I think you can handle the depth pieces.
He's ranked at 163 now on PFF. That's fantastic. That's great.
I cannot believe fullback 1 is ranked at 163.
That's last year. I'm looking at that. 66 run block rate. Get out of here. That's absolutely not true. 166 maybe.
That's ridiculous. I just think I think that there are ways to still maintain getting good value and getting good picks while moving around a lot and even moving up.
I agree. I kind of think this is what Dallas is going to do, where it might be a trade up in the 1st round, and then maybe they move back from 88 to the top of the 4th round, right? And they pick up an additional 4th round pick, or they're going to move around this draft. I have absolutely no doubt about that. But the haul here, Chris Olave, Darian Kennard, Charlie Kohler, plus we picked up picks. Looks like picks 155, 180. Add more of those day 3 swings to just fill in the back end of your roster. And we talked about this on Wednesday's podcast, but Stephen Jones and the Cowboys really believe that late day 2, day 3 is the strongest, where you're going to get some really good players at the 4th or 5th round. So if you can stock up on those, late round picks, your draft might be pretty good. But
don't forget UDFA situation, because the UDFAs are going to be much upgraded because of all the super seniors. Cowboys are always very good at finding the really good UDFAs as well.
All right, really quickly before we head out, which draft did you like better? This one, Chris Olave, Darian Kennard, and Charlie Kohler, or the other one where we took Kenyon Green, DeMarvin Leal, and I believe we took
Calvin
Calvin
Austin,
Austin, and then
and
Jelani Woods.
I think I like this one better.
I do too.
Right?
I like the Olave one better.
Getting Olave and Kennard, I mean, ultimately, it would be the most amazing draft if we had just done 24, 56, and 88 with these guys. Honestly, I think it would have been great. But yeah, I think the fact that you were able to secure Olave, still get Kennard while managing to trade back, or having traded back, right, to 65, I think that's a great haul. You get two immediate guys who can come in and contribute to your offense right away.
A lot of people on the YouTube disagree with us. They liked the first one. They thought that one was much better. So
Interesting.
I get the sense though that people don't like Chris Olave as much as we do, because I posted a tweet today about how the one player that I want for the Cowboys is Olave, and people flipped out. So maybe we're just higher on Olave than most.
Maybe. I mean, like I said, he's my number one wide receiver. I would almost prefer Williamson more with the Cowboys, but I mean, he's just such a complete guy. He may not be that top end wide receiver one guy, but I know this guy is going to be a solid, very good contributor to a team. And I think he can be a wide receiver one. And I think he can be maybe one of the best wide receiver twos in all of football by the time he's done.
I thought of something really funny the other day. I went and looked back at the stats. Chris Olave outproduced Terry McLaurin when they were in college together. And McLaurin's been like an established NFL veteran for multiple years now, who's going to try to get a contract. And Olave was better than him in college.
That's what I'm saying, man. Oh, we've been watching Olave produce at a high level for a very long time. I don't understand why. It's almost a lot like the kid from LSU, right? The cornerback Stingley, where except way more like understandable, because Olave didn't have injuries or didn't have dips in his production or didn't have questions about his commitment or any of that stuff, and yet we still are kind of just very wishy-washy on him because some people think that he's not wide receiver one type. I think he has all the skills to be an extremely good wide receiver in a league that needs a lot of wide receivers.
The Olave thing is funny to me because he was so much better than Jamison Williams at Ohio State that Jamison Williams literally had to leave to go play somewhere else, right? Remember KJ Hill, who we talked about a bunch on this podcast? He was better than KJ Hill. Remember when Paris Campbell was in college? He played with Paris Campbell and started there. I mean, he's just been somebody that's been so good for so long that I think we just kind of think he's boring and that there's maybe a lot of upside. And I actually don't think that's the case. I think he's just going to be a fantastic player right away. And if it only costs you a second-round pick to go up and get him, I'm fine with that. So
absolutely.
All right, that is it for today's show. We want to make sure you guys go check out the Locked On NFL live show that's going to happen 7 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday night. Please go check that out. We'll throw up a little video on our page that will direct you guys over there. We'll be back after the first round of the draft. We'll be doing a show which should be out on iTunes, Apple Podcasts shortly after the draft. So be on the lookout for that. During the draft, follow us at Locked On Cowboys. You can follow Landon at McCoolBCB. I'm at Marcus_Mosher. Enjoy draft day. We'll see you guys back here Thursday night, Friday morning. Bye, everybody.